I once bought a cheap online futon, and sleeping on it felt like lying on a bag of jagged rocks. My back ached for a whole week. Finding a sofa that looks stylish in your living room, but is genuinely comfortable for overnight guests, is surprisingly difficult. You usually end up sacrificing one for the other, wasting your hard-earned money in the process. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 convertible sofas and couches I've personally tested, so you don't make my painful mistake. Wait until you see my number 1 pick. It completely redefined what a modern sofa can do. 5. LifestyleSolutionsHarperSofa. Out of the box, this piece immediately attempts to make a statement with a classic, almost timeless aesthetic. It features rolled arms, a nicely tufted backrest, and a silhouette that easily blends into both modern and traditional living spaces. When I first set it up in my testing room, it definitely looked the part of a much more expensive piece of furniture. The fabric has a decent visual texture, and the dark espresso-finished legs give it a solid, grounded appearance that anchors a room quite well. However, the actual daily experience of using this sofa begins to reveal some distinct compromises. I spent a week using this as my primary lounging spot, and the high-density foam padding they advertise is incredibly firm. In fact, it borders on being overly stiff, lacking that plush sink-in feeling you generally want after a long day at work. While a firm seat can be great for your posture, this level of rigidity makes extended movie marathons feel a bit like sitting on a waiting room bench. When you transition the Harper into its sleeper position, the drawbacks become even more apparent. The conversion mechanism itself is relatively smooth, allowing the back to click down effortlessly, but the resulting sleep surface is far from ideal. Because of the way the cushions are constructed, there is a very noticeable hard seam right down the middle, where the back meets the seat. I tried sleeping on it for a night, and unless you strategically place a thick mattress topper over it, you are going to feel that wooden frame pressing right against your spine. Furthermore, the upholstery, while visually appealing from a distance, feels quite thin to the touch. 4. DHPPaxsonConvertibleFuton. Visually, it is a stunning piece for a smaller apartment, featuring beautiful diagonal wooden legs and clean minimalist lines. It instantly elevates the look of a room and brings a lot of character without taking up too much visual weight. The split-back design is a fantastic feature, allowing one person to recline their side for a relaxed posture, while the person sitting next to them remains completely upright. In practice, though, the Paxson struggles to balance its striking looks with actual long-term functionality. When I sat on it for the first few hours, the padding felt adequate, but it compresses surprisingly fast under normal body weight. You can actually feel the rigid support structure underneath the foam if you sit down too quickly. The seat depth is also a bit shallow, which makes it somewhat uncomfortable for taller individuals who want full thigh support while lounging. As a bed, this futon presents a few significant challenges that you need to be aware of before purchasing. I laid it completely flat to test the sleeping dimensions, and if you are anywhere over 5'10", your feet are absolutely going to hang off the edge of the cushion. Additionally, the same split-back mechanism that makes it great for dual seating creates a very uneven sleeping surface. The center ridge is prominent, and the foam on the backrest half is noticeably firmer than the seat half, leaving you constantly trying to find a balanced position throughout the night. Finally, I have to mention the linen blend fabric used on the Paxson. While it fits the mid-century aesthetic perfectly, it is an absolute magnet for lint, dust, and pet hair. 3. Bed Luxury 89 inches DeepSofaCouch. The very first thing you notice when this sofa is assembled is its massive, inviting presence. Unlike the previous futon styles, this is a true, full-size living room couch covered in a ridiculously soft chenille fabric. When I finally sat down on it, it felt like an instant upgrade. The deep seat claim in the title is absolutely accurate. This couch practically swallows you up in the best way possible, allowing you to easily tuck your legs in and curl up with a blanket. The design features extra-wide armrests that serve a highly functional purpose in a small apartment. During my testing, I found that they are wide and flat enough to act as temporary side tables. I was able to comfortably rest my phone, a remote control, and even a small tray with a coffee mug directly on the armrest without worrying about it tipping over. It completely maximizes the utility of the footprint it occupies in your living room, making it incredibly practical for spaces where you might not have room for dedicated end tables. One of the absolute best features of this sofa is the fully removable and washable covers. I put this to the test by intentionally spilling a bit of coffee on one of the seat cushions. Unzipping the cover was completely hassle-free, and after a standard wash cycle, it came out looking brand new with zero shrinking or warping. This makes the bed luxury an outstanding investment for families with small children or anyone with indoor pets, as maintaining its clean appearance requires minimal effort. Two, EramentConvertibleSofaBed. This product completely throws away the traditional rulebook of what a sofa should look like, utilizing a boneless, foldable design that sits directly on your floor. When I unboxed it, I was immediately struck by its casual, ultra-modern aesthetic. It is essentially constructed from massive, strategically cut blocks of high-density memory foam, covered in a breathable, skin-friendly fabric. It brings a relaxed, lounge-like vibe to any room and feels perfectly suited for a media room, a loft, or a casual gaming setup. The conversion mechanism is where the Erament truly shines and outpaces almost everything else on the market. Because there are no heavy metal frames, springs, or clicking hinges, transforming it from a love seat to a floor mattress takes about 5 seconds. I tested this multiple times, and it is as simple as flipping the folded sections out across the floor. It is incredibly lightweight and easy to maneuver, meaning you can easily drag it into another room if you suddenly need an extra bed for a guest. The comfort level here is genuinely surprising and deeply satisfying. When you sit on it in the love seat configuration, the folded memory foam stacks up to provide a thick, plush, and highly supportive seat that contours beautifully to your body weight. There are absolutely no hard spots, no wooden crossbars digging into your thighs, and no awkward gaps. It provides a consistent, cloud-like seating experience that encourages you to slouch, lean back, and completely relax your muscles. As a bed, it performs exactly like a premium memory foam mattress topper placed directly on the floor. 1. WJSHomeModularSeriesSofa. What makes this sofa so spectacular is its fully customizable, modular design. It arrives in separate boxes, allowing you to configure the individual seating blocks exactly how you want them. I spent an afternoon testing the different setups, turning it from a standard 3-seater into an L shape, and then separating a piece to act as a standalone ottoman. The interlocking mechanisms are robust and hold the pieces tightly together, ensuring the couch doesn't drift apart when you throw yourself onto it. The build quality and material finish are undeniably premium. Like the bed luxury, it features high-quality removable covers, but the fabric here feels even thicker and more resilient against daily wear. The cushions are generously stuffed with a blend of high-rebound sponge and soft cotton, creating a luxurious seating experience that instantly relieves pressure from your lower back. Every time I sat down on this sofa during my evaluation, it felt like an expensive piece of custom-built furniture rather than something I ordered online and assembled myself. One of the biggest problems with buying a sofa is that you are locked into a specific size, but this modular system completely eliminates that issue. If you eventually move from a small apartment into a larger house, you don't need to throw this couch away and buy a bigger one. You can simply purchase an additional middle module or corner piece from WJS Home and instantly expand your seating arrangement. It is an investment that actually grows and adapts with your living situation, which is a massive win for long-term value.